Yo, GM guys, make sure you go down to the bottom right, the purple pill, tag the multiplier, if you will. Bring your friends in here. We're about to have a show. Got a special guest for you, so hang on 1 second because I'm excited for this one. All right, GM guys, hope you're doing well. Welcome to the show, Web3 Breakfast. Excited to have you guys here. If you are in the space, you want to chat today, we are talking NFTs because it is NFTuesday. We are super excited to have that conversation. I know Midas is in the building. Anybody else that you've got some ideas about the tech with NFTs? You've got some concepts, some things you want to talk about. Please feel free to raise your hand. Come on up. This is a community-led show by the community for the community. And with that being said, I am super. That was my daughter. She got the drum set for Christmas. My goodness. And we're having fun, man. She rocked it out. Hey, good job, honey. Come here real quick. Give me a hug. Say hi. Good morning. Good morning. Good job. That was good job. All right. Have fun at your dance class. I love you. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Let me turn this volume down a little bit in my ear. Good morning, GM. Thanks for being here. That was my daughter, 4 years old. Got the drum set for Christmas, rocking it out. Wanted to do her first drum solo this morning. So actually, she wanted to do it yesterday, but it was that came up at last minute. So I said, honey, we'll do it tomorrow. But thank you. Smash the like button if you are watching the live stream. I can bring the space up here. Let's do that. Again, if you guys want to come on up and be a part of the conversation, all you got to do is raise your hand, come up to the stage, and we'll bring you right up. Let's get it going. Midas, who do I got behind the mic today? Is it Jay?
Yep, it's Jay.
Let's go.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you today? Uh-oh. Am I rugging? I'm doing good. Here we go. Luca coming up too. Let's see, Waldo, Luca. Let's go. We got some people. Come on up. Jay, to answer your question, I'm doing good. I got a good night's sleep last night. I got a workout in this morning. As what we've been saying is I've got to be accountable to myself, and I'm in that accountability group doing my push-ups. And so, with that being said, I've done 75. I got to do 100 every day for this group. So I've done 75. So my new thing is when I wake up, I go straight to my garage, to my gym, and I bang out 75 push-ups. I also did the power tower and some other stuff, right? So I'm like, what the fuck? Might as well do that first off. And so now, like when we get halfway through the show, I'll do my last 25. Bada boom, bada bang, we're done. Did the 100 for the day, and then I can text my group that we made it. So that's part of the plan. So at 10:30, I'm going to do 25 push-ups. I encourage you all to do something. Maybe you can't do push-ups. Maybe you can't do 25, but just do something. Something to make it happen for yourself. So, all right, Dan. Let's see. It still shows you as a speaker. Can you hear us? Are you up here?
Yeah. Thanks for letting me up. I'm new here, but we have a mutual friend in Waldo and Midas. And just kidding. I love the topic of discussion. Happy to be here. Virtually, anyhow. And yeah, good morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being here. That goes for everybody else. Let's see. We'll bring Jay back up. Must have been some audio issues. Yeah, no, Dan, I appreciate you being here. I love when we have new people come to the show, check it out, whether it's through mutuals or, people just, happen to randomly click on and want to check the show out. So definitely much appreciated. If you could, would, go a long way if you could go down to the bottom right. And that goes for everybody, really. Down to the bottom right, if you are watching the space, hit the purple pill, the multiplier, tag your friends, say we're about to have a good show. Come on in, and maybe they're show hosts, or maybe they speak on stages all the time. It'd be good to have some more perspectives in here, especially because we'll be talking about NFTs. And I know, in a little bit we'll have our guy Carrie should probably show up, and he's probably got some things planned to talk about with some of the projects he's been in. But I know one of the things we want to do is highlight our friends in the space. And Midas, as you guys know, if you've been riding with me, Midas and I have a special relationship. They and I go back to last year, back to a time where things were absolutely crazy, training for the fight. And it's been a great relationship with these guys. I've gotten to know the team. On a pretty good intimate level. We've got a nice little private chat that we communicate almost daily, if not daily. And we've had some great conversations, especially leading up to my fight. You got Doc Nicole, who's a sports psychologist, a clinical psychologist as well. And for someone who's going through fight camp or getting ready for a fight, it was great to have a resource. Luca, he does some amazing things. And you got Jay, he's also like an old fighter guy too. So him and I have been able to conversate, and he might be even. We'll see if he laces up the gloves in May as well. But so it's been really cool to get to know them. So I'd love to highlight. I've got both Jay and Luca here to highlight what they've got going on, because they've got a mint coming up. If I'm not mistaken, today is what, the 6th, and we're talking like the 14th. I could be wrong, but you guys got a mint coming up. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to be talking to the wife today about fighting. I think I got everything in line. So if I don't smoke too much weed tonight, and
a little
I'll be...
smoke that courage.
Well, no. What's going to happen is I want to smoke too much weed, and I'll be like, "Why the fuck am I talking to you? I can't get my thoughts straight."
Gee, what? Are you gonna call me like you said you would? Is this really your real phone number?
Drew, you hella loud over there.
Drew is hot mic, and I muted Drew. Hot mic, and all right.
But yeah, so we have our NFT mint coming up on January 14th. We're probably going to do a little mint spaces to try to get everybody involved. We're doing a whitelist for whoever wants to be involved in the whitelist. The whitelist price is going to be 0.0015. We wanted to keep it around $4.44. Keep it in line with some things that we had going on,
something like the numbers and the lore and stuff.
Yeah, yep. So like $4.44 is half of, 888 what we have going on with our token supply. So we kind of wanted to keep that in line. I think the art is really dope. I'm going to drop a picture of it in the Jumbotron if that's cool with you.
Oh yeah. Have you guys done this yet?
No. I'm going to drop, like, we have one of our posts have one of the NFTs on it.
Okay. All right.
So
that's what I thought. I thought you were about to drop some hot alpha, and I was like, whoa. We gotta these motherfuckers gotta work for it if we're about to drop something new that they have not seen yet. But okay, no, yeah, that was dope.
Yeah. So there's one of the NFTs in this picture, and this is only one of them. There's 8,888 of them going out. If Luca wants to pick up the mic and spit some fire, I'm gonna pass it over to him real quick.
We love that. Love some fire. What you got for us, my guy?
Hey, good morning, J Chains. Man, thank you for the liquid courage. Every time I hear you, man, your encouragement, I should say, not the courage. Like, keep us on the right track to doing better, eh? So, welcome to all the friends in here. Some pretty big legends in the crowd and up on deck here. Can't wait to hear from all of you, and it's nice to see you. Just quickly, like, I mean, if you want to understand the Midas NFT, I think it's like coming out of left field personally, right? But once you get to know what this team is building and why we're building and what's the reason behind why we're in Midas, I think it becomes a little bit clearer. So if you don't mind, J Chains, I wanna quickly like just highlight those points. Is that cool with you, my friend?
Absolutely, man. I would love to. I would love that.
Thank you. So, like, just very briefly, like, the whole Midas team, we all met through investing, and we're just a bunch of investors. This is a token that's built by investors for investors, and hopefully, by the time you understand why the NFTs come out and the price that they are, it's all going to make sense. So we were all investing. We're helping each other out. We're reading the charts. We're telling what to buy. We're doing research with one another, and our research led us to the meme trenches, and we realized that there's just a lot of bad actors in there, and a lot of rugs, and a lot of bad things going on in the meme trenches. So we figured, why don't we just do it ourselves? We're not devs, we're not serial devs, and some of us are a bit older. We don't know coding, so this is like the best impact we can ever make on the blockchain through a meme coin. So everything we've done has been honest, fair, transparent, and this is all for the culture and all for the people. So, for example, like we burnt $20,000 on launch, and the full circulating supply was released on market. The team had no allocation whatsoever, and we bought as soon as we hit the market, I suppose, or at the same time, basically, as everyone else in the entire world that's on the blockchain. So everything we're doing right now is to make a better blockchain, like a better experience for the user, and beyond just burning that initial liquidity, we've also locked up a lot of liquidity with our friends over at Trouble Swap, so that investors can do limit buys and limit sells, and just this is the meme coin right here, like Midas the Minotaur, and we've got staking going on as well. So now, what are we doing with the NFTs? This is again for the culture. This is what we grew up loving in the blockchain, NFTs, and we understand that there's a barrier to entry. So we want people to come in here and hold one of our NFTs, because we truly believe if you buy it for like $4.50 or anywhere under $10, you're going to make the profit on this, right? This isn't about like lining our own pockets. This is about building the culture of the blockchain. And frankly, Midas the Minotaur is telling your story. We're half bull, we're half human. We are all crypto investors, and this is the meme coin that tells the story. And trust me, I get it, because I was pissed off at the meme market as well. There's a lot of rugs, a lot of scams, but when you got a good team doing honest things, this is what happens, and this is what Midas has become, and this is why Midas is making friends and making the strides that we are in the market right now. So what we've done here with the NFTs, just to speak on that specifically, is we've got some pretty amazing artists, very talented. We've paid them out of pocket, out of the team's pocket, of course, and we're releasing this mint. And will we break even? Who cares? Like, this is not about our pockets. This is about the community, the culture, and giving our community something to rally around. And we've received such like wonderful feedback already. A lot of people are joining up in our Discord. A lot of people are being whitelisted, and people understand the culture. And the coolest part about it is, like, all these friends that are in the audience, some of them are on have different tokens themselves, but they're supporting us like we support them, because we're all going to make it together. So that's like the aura, that's the background, that's what Midas is all about. And J Chain's like, that's what I wanted to tell the crowd here today. Do you have any questions for us, my friend?
Well, first off, man, let me say thanks for all that great information, and kind of like, really giving the backstory and the passion maybe behind, what your goal is, and what you're trying to accomplish, especially with Midas and the team and all that stuff. So thank you for being here, letting us know. Some questions I have, you in some of the, explaining, you did, the 444, 888, all that stuff. 8,888 is the collection. On what chain are you guys launching? I believe it was, I know the Midas is base, but you're going to do the NFTs on Ethereum, correct?
No, we're also doing that on base as well. So thank you.
Okay.
Great question. Yeah, so if you were to buy one, you would have to have some base ETH in your wallet.
Gotcha.
And that's how you do it.
Awesome. And then the date planned, was it January 14th? Did we get that right?
Yes, January 14th is our launch day. We haven't really finalized the time, but it'll be on January the 14th. You'll just have to stay tuned with us, but definitely follow us if you like what you're hearing, and definitely if you'd like to be whitelisted, come into our Discord, drop an address, and we'll be happy to whitelist you.
Okay, and just so you guys are aware, I have completely wiped out my calendar for Wednesday. So if we're doing like a fun, long, old school classic mint party, y'all, you got me all day long. Let's make it happen.
Let's go. And I just want to add to what Luca was saying. The Discord link is in the post that I posted to the Jumbotron. If you click on that, you can find our Discord link in there.
Cool. I'll repost it out right now again.
GM friends, y'all mind if I pop in?
Oh, go for it, brother.
Change?
Go for it, my guy. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. Coming off a full moon, so I got a little Kanye in me, kind of running a little hot.
Yeah.
But Luca, hey Luca, a little constructive criticism. There's 3 words you can't ever say ever again: invest, buy, or sell. You're swapping. They're just swapping bases, which has no intrinsic value whatsoever. It's not even real Ethereum, which has no intrinsic value. It's abstracted Ethereum up onto a layer 2, which has even less intrinsic value. And they're swapping that for an NFT or a fungible token that has no intrinsic value. So it's just a simple swap. There is no invest, buy, or sell. Just thank you. My attorneys don't allow me to be on stage with those bad, ugly words. You can say fuck, damn, shit, all those things, ass, bitch, but you can't say that. Okay, so that's first thing. Second thing, I like the meta of Midas. I like a bull. I think we're in a super cycle. Dan Held prophesied it a long time ago. I think we're in a Dan Held super cycle. We're running bull all the way to December 29, in my opinion. But Jay Chains knows more than I do. I'm just, the little solidity guy walking in here. So,
hey,
but yeah,
I like that. I like what you're saying, though, man. That look, I like it. I'll hit that hopium joint with you right now. Absolutely. Anybody else?
Hey,
if you need to take a rip,
hey, if you want to give it a little hype, you want to give it a hype for super cycle, I get it hype. You ready?
Let's go.
New money, Midas money.
Yeah.
Get that Midas token. Jay Chains. Just bought a Midas. Not bought. It's a swap for a Midas.
Get hyped. Let's get it. Yeah.
Hey,
there
I'm
you
just
go.
saying, base change where it's at. If y'all are familiar with what's going on, 200 millisecond transactions. If you're familiar with X402, as a game changer, came out 6 months ago, changed the world. And where Midas and Luca are putting their efforts is on the publicly traded United States blockchain, the layer 2, built on top of a decentralized Ethereum. Base is not decentralized because it's owned by Coinbase, and Brian Armstrong's a bitch, and so is Jesse Pollock, but whatever. But they got Zora.co, which is amazing. If you're not on Zora, you need to get on there. And and if you don't have Midas, you need to get that in your Addy. And stay away from Infura, MetaMask, Phantom with a PH, all that shit. They're just tracking your data. You're in Web 2 if you're with them. And Jay Chains, anything else I need to add? Give me a rant on anything else?
Oh man, no, I think that's good. I mean, you can give them a little call to action. Make sure they're subscribed, make sure they're following. To hit all the things.
Yeah. So there's his account on stage. You got a bull. It's got like a Viking helmet on, 2 horns. You're gonna want to follow that account, because that account, if you put the noties on, it's gonna tell you what's going on when they're hopping in spaces. And you do the same thing with Luca, because Luca, he's like the mastermind behind it. He talks to the AI. He talks to the Grok. He talks to the GPT Gemini 3, and he does this shit. So you follow them, and you put the little notifications on when they do the thing, and you come to Jay Chains whenever he hosts a space. You let Lurky.app know that Drew Roberts endorses Jay Chains. He is omni-chain. He will talk about any blockchain. He will tell you what's moving and shaking in cryptocurrency at large, not just in some little microcosm that you're find yourself in over there in, Monad or whatever the fuck, Cardano or, Hedera. He's talking about omni-chain, every chain, global macroeconomics, big picture. That's J Chains.
We do it all, my guy. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the shout out. Thank you for telling everybody what they should be doing, who they should be listening to, because you are right. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to what Midas is doing. Hit those noties. Make sure you're following Luca. Make sure, who else we got up here? Waldo's been hitting the emojis like a master. I appreciate you, fam. Are we following each other? Man, I got you back, dog. Let's go.
I'm following you, bro.
let's-
I don't know about that one.
I got you.
What's good? What's good?
I got you. I got you. Don't you worry. I got you back. All right. So let's
Don't
talk.
worry, I appreciate it.
Let's talk about the NFT ecosystem within Base, because obviously I know that Base has a big push towards retail happening this year, especially with the social stuff. Yo.
I'm wearing an NFT on Base. Midas is wearing an NFT on Base. I think you're the only one up here not wearing an NFT on Base. What are you doing? Where are you?
I got it.
Dude, what just put that thing on Base Chain. Just right click save, throw it on Base Chain and a little contract. Let us all get a one. Just do a hundo. Just do a hundo and we can all have one. And we'll just hold it.
All right.
And then I'll swap one for like 10 ETH, and then we'll all say we own 10 ETH J Chain.
Listen, I'm a good diamond
NFT.
hands out here. Drew's spitting some fire, Jay. I gotta say, like a little hundo. Like, listen, 10 years. I plan on being here for the next 10 years. I got you. I'll keep it in my wallet. I'll make sure it's warm every day.
These are like the J Chain podcast founders. Like when he becomes Joe Rogan, we'll be like, we got one of the original hundo. I'm a hundo founder.
I like where this is going. There's actually you guys know, if like Luca knows, man, I've been like the DAO king. Like I just keep coming up with new ideas. We got to do DAOs, but then we got this idea to do the
time
Empire
to execute, J Chains. This is 2026.
It's time to
Here's what I
move.
want you to
We're
do.
locking in.
No, on your phone, go to Zora.co or just put the little appity dippity thing on your phone. All right. And you're just going to make a post, a picture, a screenshot of this face. And you're going to post it on Zora. And that's a shit coin that's also a non-fungible token. And we're all in that bitch.
All right.
We've been trying to get J Chains on Zora for months now.
J Chains, Nick Shirley just joined as of I think the last 1 week, and he had that massive expose, but his token has more trading volume than Jesse Pollock's does, and obviously his market cap is huge.
So here I'm having this problem, right? And I've got the Base app, I've got the account. When I go to connect it to Farcaster, because it's got to be connected to Farcaster, it says that it fails every time. I can't get them two things to connect, and so I just I'm shit.
You're making things way too complicated because you're trying to be too complicated, man. You're too smart, J Chains. They made this so dumb that Instagram girls can do this shit. Listen, they made this so dumb that an Instagram girl can go on Zora.co. They don't have to put the M there because you don't want them to come. So just Zora.co is a company, Zora Co. And you just go ZORA dot. You gotta remember the dot, J Chain, and then CO.
Got it.
Hey, J Chains, I think it's something about linking up your Farcaster account or to your to your Base account. Waldo's giving me the thumbs down.
Boomer, J Chains.
I'm just saying right now,
over the time.
I've been having the same problem as Jay over here, where now I got two accounts. I got a Farcaster and a Base.
only person on stage without a base NFT, J Chains. Literally.
All right. Well, I'm also the only person on stage with my face as my brand. That's
My face is Andrew
Actually.
Lovitz Roberts, Drew Roberts for short, 170 Colony Court, Heathrow, Florida, 32746. My phone number is 407-629-2327. You are not more doxxed than me, J Chains.
that's
You didn't
probably
go by your real name. You
that's-
don't go by your real name.
that's probably a
Listen,
good
I've been
point.
doxxed for the past 10 years out here. So I actually am Waldo. All right, Waldo for reals, aka Anthony Cosentino. And as far as selfies go, you could find my ugly mug all over this unfortunate platform.
I love this. All right, we got the stream back up. We're good to go.
We cooking. Let's get it.
Cooking. We are cooking with peanut oil. All right. Well, talk to me more about the base ecosystem for NFTs. I get that I'm slacking. I am straight up slacking, and I'm catching what you are putting down, fam. I'm hearing you. There may be some changes that we'll make. Obviously, the NFT ecosystem and base is slamming. But I got to know more. What's the usage like? How are the communities? Are they good communities? Talk to
Hey, Midas, can you take over here, Luca, Midas, Waldo? I gotta go. I can't
Yeah,
hang out
no
with
worries,
boomer
Drew.
that
We got you.
doesn't
I
keep
would-
track with the times, you know? Like, it's
Hey, and
2026, James. Come on, man.
I got you.
Come
also
on, man.
I want to say real quick, Drew, I appreciate you sliding through space yesterday. Like, you really turned it up. You know, you gave us that recharge and you're doing it again here. Like, level up 200 recharge. So I just want to say I appreciate you,
go.
brother. Also, Dan has a lot of alpha on base NFTs. Dan, how you doing today, bro?
Yo, I'm awesome. I'm really happy to be here. I love the fucking energy. Oh, pardon my French.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Totally fine.
You know, so I'm here for, you know, just happy to be a part of this space. I love Web3, and the
Dan's
reason
here
I'm
for
in
freedom fries. He's here for the freedom fries. He's here for
That's right.
decentralization, freedom fries.
That's right. That's right. Maybe a little bit of truffle oil, or I'm crossing a boundary. I don't know. Anyway,
No, you can do that Mexican
As lo-
mushroom is a lot better. The
as long-
Mexican mushroom on your thing is
No,
even better than freedom fries.
as long as they're American truffles on those freedom fries, you're good, man. If you start putting those French truffles on those French fries, man, we got problems.
yeah, I hear you. You know, so here's the thing. Here's what I love. So my first love in crypto was not Bitcoin, was not Ethereum. It was NFTs. And, you know, I got excited when I heard Midas was actually minting an NFT project, because to me, it is the cornerstone of what Web3 in this space is all about. It is literally what holds communities and culture together in this space. Quite frankly, I think that there's not much of a space without NFTs. It's a connection to identity. It's what people rally around. They're proud to show it. You know, it's really crucial for this space to survive. You know, it's the container of culture is the way I like to see it, regardless of chain. And I'm a huge fan of omni-chain concepts in the way of thinking, because that I think is basically it's a way of bringing all people together. The irony is that there are little pods of culture across all chains on top of a technology that needs consensus across all networks to be able to resolve a transaction. You know, that's a bit technical, but to me it's
I
deeply
disagree,
ironic
Dan.
and obvious. Oh yeah, please.
No, you continue, then I'll disagree.
Yeah. So to me, I think it's obvious and interesting that consensus and bringing people together is a really crucial part to all of this actually working into the future. Yeah, all you, Drew.
I played this game with this dude from Japan back in January 2014. I don't know how to play the damn game. It's called it was some card Pokemon shit, a Japanese thing called Magic Gathering. And he took 35 of my Bitcoin. And what I learned in that was not your keys, not your Bitcoin. And what I also learned was, you know what? If there's only two centralized exchanges and one of them goes down, the thing still survives. Think about that. Think about that. If there's 100 different blockchains and 50 of them, 90 of them go down and the database just shuts off, it still survives. Think about it. It ain't no Bitcoin tomorrow, I ain't gonna cry. It ain't no Ethereum tomorrow, ain't no layer 2s tomorrow, I ain't gonna cry. I got salami. If it ain't no salami tomorrow, I ain't gonna cry. You know, I got the tech. And each blockchain is a tool for a different purpose. So like if you're trying to do supply chain management, you're obviously going to use Hedera. That's what it was built for. If you're trying to do, you know, like you're trying to impress college girls in Buenos Aires, you're obviously going to use Ada because they don't speak English very well. And they're like, that's the handicapped exit is Ada. And then you're going to, Uncle Chuck going to be there with his whiteboard with the Ada sign. Like, hey, little Buenos Aires girl, here, right here, Ada, you need help. I'm Uncle Chuck, and I'll write these big ass white papers for you. You have a college professor read them to you, and tell you about how cool I am in Montana. And you come fly out here, girl. That's why that one was made. And if you want to create a new cell phone communications messenger bus, then you're going to create Salami in the meatpacking district of India. Was on the Gokul plant with Raj using the Rust programming language and totally Russian on Salami Beach, Cali. Because why? He worked at Qualcomm. He's a telecom man. So what's he going to do? He's going to make the Web3 version of the Web2 bullshit that is our cell phone companies. That's why you have the Salami Seeker. All right. Now you have Ethereum, which is going for decentralization. Vitalik will get us truly, I mean, we are truly decentralized. I got on my damn phone. I'm talking to you on an Ethereum operating system with a laser pointer. Dude, J-Chains. I am EVM maxi, omni-chain maxi.
Let's go.
Like, I've had Bitcoin for 13 years. It's boring as hell. I mean, look at it. I don't know. You could tell me Bitcoin 250,000. I wouldn't know the difference. You could tell me it's $10. I wouldn't know the difference. I don't care. Do not care. Like it's just sitting there, and I don't care. I don't even know where it is. I done misplaced it. It's everywhere. It's like here, there, over there, everywhere. I wrap it on the base chain. I play it with the WBTC. I do CBBTC. I do it all. You know, it doesn't matter. It's Fugazi. It's a tool to accomplish something. And what you're seeing here with Luca and Midas is they're taking this tool, this technology called blockchain decentralization, this concept of having an internet computer club that is not gatekept. This is not for the Harvard elite. This is not for Ivy League. This is not for
Let's go.
Little boy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen to me. This is not for kids that can't go to a private school. This is for everybody. You can't gatekeep out of the blockchain token to the community, internet computer club. You know what I'm saying, J-Chains? You can't gatekeep anybody. I don't care if he's non-biological. I don't care if he's transy. I don't give a fuck what color he is. You can't gatekeep him, J-Chains. You know what I'm saying? Where's Waldo? I don't know. He's decentralized.
Dropping the real
He's
talk
everywhere.
again. He's bringing the fucking heat like he did last night, brother.
I'm sweating, man.
I love
man,
you.
My gosh, look at that. That is some energy right there, Drew. Thank you so much. Let me get to a couple of these hands, sir. While you just let that passion go, man. You keep going. That's what I meant to say. Panda, let's go to you first, and then we'll swing it over to Midas.
Hey, J-Chains, what's going on, man? Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year to you as well. Things are going well. Obviously,
I don't know if I could follow up that energy. I
it's
need
all
a
right.
couple shots of espresso, but we're going to do our best.
There you go.
My man, so you're asking a little about
base.
base. Look, I like to be chain agnostic, but as a creator on base, I have a slight bias. Part of the reason I picked base was because I saw where all the breadcrumbs were aligning. Years ago, when they said that they wanted to basically get normies on chain through decentralized exchange, I said, wow, that's a pretty ambitious vision. I also saw that they were, Coinbase was effectively fighting the SEC when they were making those frivolous claims. We all know how that went, and they were doing a good job and ultimately won. So I said, all right, planted my flag here. I think they can have an actual, and you also look at what was done with the CZ and with KuCoin abroad, it's like they were making a statement like, we want this to be in the US. And now even you go to whitehouse.gov, there's a big whitehouse.gov/crypto. Literally, the sitting president's got a subpage dedicated to crypto, wanting to make the US the crypto capital of the world. Then you see Brian Armstrong, all his efforts going to Capitol Hill with the Clarity Act, which should be released in 26. And you see him on stage with who? With Larry Fink, who said many times they want to tokenize basically everything, tokenize the stock market. Now you see, what did Coinbase just talk about? What did they just release? We're going to now allow equity trading. So they're going to compete with Robinhood. So they're going to have crypto native, as we know, trading. They have equity trading. And what else did they just implement? What's growing? Prediction markets, right? That's huge. You're going to see a big jump in prediction markets. You're hearing Poly Market. You're hearing Kalshi. They bought a company called the Creator or Creative Company. Those guys, the founders on that's a prediction market. They're founders from Kalshi and Poly Market. So they have the expertise. So when you bring all that together, and then he's on stage, Armstrong's on stage with Larry Fink, who wants to put all equities on a blockchain. Wait a second. Is that the next step? Is Coinbase going to then, first they're allowing stock trading now, but in the next iteration, will it be tokenized? They're ahead of everyone. And then the wrapper of Base Chain Associated, it's like, you have to at least look at what's going on with Base. And I'll put it this way. I'm just going to post this to the nest. Take a look at Brian Armstrong. Top priorities for 26 at Coinbase. 1, grow the everything exchange. We just talked about that. Crypto, equity, prediction markets, commodities. 2, scale stablecoin and payments. 3, bring the world on chain through Coinbase Dev, Base Chain, and Base App. So I think when you look at that trifecta and everything going on, I absolutely feel you should take a look at Base and what's going on. We have, our product ecosystem involves our NFT collection. It involves our token. It involves our fully audited staking platform. So we're trying to build a proper intellectual property brand. What I'm going to do is just post a sample of our pandas just to the nest. You can just take a look. We have one of the deepest collections in all of Web3. I say that like objectively speaking, well over 1,000 trades, over 150 skins, over 500 backgrounds, male and female. So it's a dual collection, and the art is super vibrant. Just at that small sample, every panda there looks different. So you're going to get that true ERC 721 experience where, there's not so much repetition. It took a ton of time to do. But we also have, again, the token, we have the staking platform. They all wrap together. The NFTs have 2 utilities out of the box. So we're creating a proper sync. There's a deflationary component. And what else? I mean, I can get into the lore, but I don't want to. I think I've ranted enough. Maybe give someone else a chance to speak. But if anyone's got questions, happy to answer.
You don't talk about this fucking bamboo, I swear.
Can I ask a couple questions and we'll get into the bamboo thing? Like how long you been around?
Sure.
Have you made it through like some like various stages of the cycles and stuff?
Well, we launched in July, so
Okay.
6 months. So it's 6 months old. And before that, we were trying to build this thing for 2 years.
Okay.
So could it have been done quicker? Sure. But it's my first foray into like being a project founder. So there's a lot of learning.
You don't want to rush.
Yeah, like, I had to learn. We wanted to build utility. Like the NFTs have 2 utilities to them, back to the staking. So that was a little, quote, complex to build. You have to find the right developer. The first dev we had was no good. So I had to fire him, get a new guy. Had to get not 1, we have 2 audits. So working with auditors, that was a new experience. Testing the apps as well, building the actual art, building the branding, the GIFs, the NFTs, the GIFs, the art. It was tough. It was a lot of stuff. But so yeah, to answer your question, 6 months, but battle tested behind the scenes for 2 years prior to this.
What is like the number one thing that you've learned as far as project creation, deployment, community building, all that stuff? Like I guess the one thing that you wish you would have learned going into it, that you would have known, one thing that you would have known going into it that you've learned, in your last 6 months.
One thing I would have learned, I mean, I kind of braced myself that it was going to be a tough go at, like a tough road. So I think just being patient with yourself and just understanding that, look, it's part of the process. You kind of overestimate what you could do in a year, let's say, and underestimate what you could do in 5 to 10. And so for me personally, I have that kind of type A, go, go, go. This is not good enough. You have to be patient with yourself because everyone's learning. We're trying the best that we can. And I think that's just for me personally. I have to kind of just give myself a bit more grace to say, look, this is going to take some time. It's a long effort. It's a long road. But if you have that long-term oriented mindset, but from a practical perspective, what would I have learned? Probably in the NFT side, if you want me to get literal, it was my first foray. We have so many traits. The toughest part, believe it or not, or the part that took a tremendous amount of time was not only building of the traits and designing the characters themselves. This is going to sound weird. It's very nuanced, but the face and the head overlay, like when you do an NFT collection, you have to say this face attributes like sunglasses. Does it go over head attributes like hats and stuff, or under? And so when we made it with our artist, because it was my artist's first foray into this as well, we didn't account for that. So doing the over under, sometimes it was incompatible with the single rule. So that created a lot of problems where I had to go back and look at every single permutation. That's really into the weeds, but let's keep it simple. Broad strokes, be patient with yourself and give yourself grace. And if you show up every fucking day and you're diligent and you connect with the right people, you can make wonderful things happen.
Yeah, there you go. I think the showing up every day is, fortunately, it's like the magic recipe. Unfortunately, it's the magic recipe. For whatever reason, the demand in Web3, the consistent demand for project founders to show up every day. I wish that personally something that we could find a way to maybe get away from, where people could also, and there probably are some founders that have structured things in place or whatever, to where you can have like a life, or you don't have to be, if you don't respond within like 30 seconds in the Discord, your community starts like throwing FUD at you or whatever. Although maybe that's over now. I don't know. Maybe people are in this to win this and they stopped doing that. We'll see. How's been the response as far as obviously the price of crypto? And that was, I think, one of the things that we love about the Web3, and specifically, like for me, NFTs, where I got my genuine love of NFTs was a couple cycles ago, when I decided that instead of enduring a bear market with a crypto portfolio, I decided to buy a bunch of NFTs so I had something cool to look at versus a depressing amount of money that I've lost. Or, I guess you didn't lose it, but, the value of it had gone down. And so I really developed my love for NFTs as that process. And I feel like there were probably some other people that shifted away from crypto into, the whole idea of what NFTs brought from a community aspect as well, because that whole idea of tribal communities in the early days of crypto, with just the very few meme coins that there were, and then when the NFT scene came on, like, holy smokes, like that again, that I believe you hear me talk about this somewhat frequently, is that we've changed the rules of investing, right? And I think by having these, we'll throw investment clubs in air quotes here, investment clubs, aka communities, aka NFT projects, we're ultimately marrying our investments. But I think it's okay in the context of what we're building versus, being married to holding Kodak stock, when we were kids, or Coca-Cola stock, or McDonald's stock, or whatever, right? Like, I feel like it's a little bit different, because you do play a much larger role in possibly even this collectively in the success of the overall project, specifically with the community, and the team kind of having a symbiotic relationship, making sure that that tribalness or the FUD doesn't take over. And I think that it definitely changed my perception a lot of the investment world when, again, the NFT scene popped up in 2021. And I feel like, there was all these different sayings that we were saying back then, right? Like, this is not your dad's country club, or not your grandpa's country club anymore. Now, instead of committing 4 hours to the golf course, we got 4 hours in the Discord, or 4 hours on the voice chat, or 4 hours in the space. And it was way more beneficial, because you're hanging out with the homies versus, I don't know, putting on a shirt and tie and going to dinner with a bunch of stuffy people. I don't know. I mean, to each their own, I suppose, right? But that's kind of where we're at. And so I guess a long-winded way saying, Panda, first off, thanks for the information. But how to navigating the ebbs and flows of, say, price action, and ultimately people's sentiment. How's that been for you guys, dealing with again, the ebbs and flows of the crypto market, but with people in the NFT market?
Yeah, I got to say that, like, and this might dovetail into your question earlier about what's the feel of like base, and I do feel every blockchain has got its respective culture. I can't say enough good things about the people and the friendships that I've made on base, and I'm a little biased, but I feel it's something truly special. We're going to look back on one day and say, wow, we were really in those grassroots days. We have a ton of spaces throughout the week, and just that alone is just the fuel. That's the fuel that kind of pushes us all. And it's not always like high octane energy, but it's always a different form, a different type of space. Like we have mental health spaces, we have macro spaces, we have AI spaces, we have base specific chill and chill spaces. And we've aligned them, like we have dedicated spaces throughout the week that forces us to come together. Even when we're tired, we do our best, and we all kind of feed off of each other's energy, and we form like a collective. So it's not just like, we won't just have like a Panda Pals space that's focused on the project. We bring all of the different projects together, and we form that collective, and we're all supporting each other in that way. Even because we're getting, all of our communities are coming together, we're getting out in the algorithm, we're sharing it. And when this market ultimately does turn, you could arguably say this is it. We're going, all gas, no brakes until December. I think Drew said that earlier. But once it really does turn and retail comes in, and if you have the confluence between what I said earlier, where Coinbase is going to make it like the everything marketplace with wrapper of base chain, that's going to bode really well. By the way, 2 more catalysts I did not mention. Solana Bridge, which is, he Doge's down in the audience. He can, another friend we have. He's got a great project called Home. And you have the Solana Bridge, and you also have the potential for a native base token airdrop. So we're looking forward to that in 26. That's going to get a lot of eyes. That's my main point. And they also made Solana Dex if you're listed on Solana Dex, your project is now visible on Coinbase as well. So they're really trying to take over, I feel, envelop everything, all of Web3, or as much of a footprint as possible. But to your question of like, how do you avoid like the gyrations in the price, etc., I think again it goes back to just keeping your head down, building, having that vision. And all of these projects, these friendships that I've made through other project teams, they share in that same mentality. So they say that it's cliche, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, I could say the same. You're the average of the 5 communities you spend the most time with. And like, it's simple, but iron sharpens iron. We're all here in the trenches. We're all working. We all have our respective visions. We all love what each other's doing. We don't feel like we're eating off of each other's plate. And by coming into these spaces and just talking about, sometimes just not even forcing it, right? When they say when you force something, right, it kind of repel, whether it's law of attraction or whatever the hell it is. You notice when you're more fluid about things, you're just calm. Things tend to flow to you. And I feel that when we're on these spaces, there's no agenda of like, got to push for reals, got to push home, got to push Midas. We're just talking about, hey, mental health space, hey, macro space, hey, AI space, and good people come in. They love the energy. So it's a long-winded way of me saying, like, not really even focused on that. When you build in earnest, people like that genuine attitude, and they'll gravitate towards that. And I really think you should join some of our spaces during the week. That's a long way of saying you're trying to shill for our space. They are good, and you'll find the energy's authentic.
Oh, 100%.
I agree with Panda, Jay.
I'm locking in. I'm freaking locking in, Panda. Don't you worry. I liked everything that you're saying about kind of the schedule and the flow and what you do. I think, the consistency is always something. But even like the type of offerings, you said you got a mental health space. I mean, fuck, all of us could use some of that. Every single fucking one of us. I just took a month off because I was losing my mind, basically, right? And there was a lot of other things that I was doing, but like I didn't bring a camera and a laptop with me. I didn't bring a stream setup with me like over the holidays for a reason, because like I needed time away. I needed a break. Like we all need that kind of stuff. And so that, I mean, that's like one way of doing it, but we all could use a little mental health check. And so you'll count on me for that. I'm in the
Sunday, 2 p.m. EST, tap in. It's okay not to be okay.
Hell yeah.
Be in my profile. Dr. Nicole taps in with us, and you already know it's a good special.
Done deal. See you guys on Sunday, and I'll see you throughout the week as well. I really like the way that you've put a lot of things, Panda, and I'm all for engaging with healthy, quality communities. This is like collaboration season for me, so count on that happening. Midas, let's swing it over to you, and then we'll bring it over to Ramon.
Hey, yeah. Dan actually said something that just triggered something in my mind. He said he's glad that Midas made some NFTs. One thing that drove me to really pushing these NFTs was when you get into a meme coin early, like you're part of the community. I feel like we missed out on a lot of community because we ran up so fast. Like I think we ran up to 3.5 million in like a month, and there wasn't like a whole lot of, you know, like there was a little bit of spaces, there was a little bit of this, there was a little bit of that, but not like it is now. And I feel like doing these NFTs at such a cheap price, it helps us build our community up even more. It helps some of these early NFT investors to like be part of Midas, which I feel like we need a little bit more of.
Yeah, I mean, anytime that you can find ways to improve or strengthen or grow the community, 100%. I'm with you, Jay, 1,000% on that. Ramon, what you got for us, fam?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Oh, what's up, all my gangsters and pimps? How we doing this morning?
Let's get it, man. We are at the Pimp Palace. We are straight pimping.
I want to ask the question about base. It's going to be the Everything app.
Okay.
How many Everything apps do we need? We got X, right? X is going to be the Everything app. So base is going to be the Everything app. Sui is building the Everything chain, and then we got the internet. So how many Everythings do we need?
Well, probably some options. Monopolies are never really a good thing.
Well, we got a whole lot of those going on today, right? We got a whole lot of those going on nowadays. Monopolies over the world.
Yes,
we also launched everything. So if you wanted to tap in, you can literally tap into everything. You can own everything today.
How's that Nick Shirley coin doing today?
Is it up or down? I assume it's down because you're saying that.
I'm assuming it's up. Everything's got to be up today. If the Nick Shirley coin is down today, we got some serious issues on the base app.
I don't know enough about
as long as Nick Shirley is higher than
Jesse. Does anybody have it in their wallet right now? Anyone know? No one has it in their wallet?
No.
It was actually up earlier.
You guys selling it? You guys, how long do we hold capital creator market? What do they call them? CMC, Christian McCaffrey markets. How long do I hold my Christian McCaffrey coin?
Dude, he's a good player. I would say as soon as he retires, we got to let them all go. Yeah. Or once the season.
I got a rookie Drake May, but I think I should sell it now, right? Yeah, I got a rookie Drake May, and right now is the time to sell it. I don't want to hold it a couple of years.
That's the problem. You know, like that's the thing. Like there are like profits are profits, right? And there's like that's a really good conversation that, you know, I think a lot of people have had. I've had to have this conversation too before as well. It's like, okay, like ultimately, like who wins? Does the Jeet win or does the Diamond Hander win, right? Like one of the worst things you could ever do is join a community because that's how you round trip things. But if you don't look at it as the investment of trying to make money, if you're trying to build your network, if you're trying to build, you know, maybe some of your entertainment or social circles, capital, whatever it is, you know, that's one thing. But there are times where, yeah, you should take that profit and run 100%. And that's why again, I think it's a confusing time because we're marrying our investments. It's muddying the waters. It's confusing to a lot of people, but some people don't seem to care. And some people
that opportunity cost. You don't want to lose that opportunity cost. While I'm holding diamond handing over here, I just missed about 14,000 X's.
Right. So what do you
So what do I do with my capital? I got, you know, do you take your time? You go back to work. You hit the streets, you hit the stroll. I hope we have no hoes in here. Everyone should be at work. If you're hoeing, this is a space for gangsters and pimps only. Hoes need to get back to work.
Right. Well, it's in a little bit when the show ends, I got to get back to hoeing. I'm gonna get to my hoeing.
That's what I'm talking about.
I pop out of cakes for grannies. Yeah. So if your granny is having a 90th birthday, I am taking bookings.
Here's the deal. I love this. That is something I think I could maybe possibly do is pop out of cakes at birthday parties. How do you get? So tell me, how do you get set up with that?
Stripper activities. Listen, you just join enough spaces and pitch yourself. All right. I need a partner, J Chains. We can be fucking taking over the market. All right. We can be touring the globe. This is a hot commodity. We're on to something.
Birthday cakes? What kind of cakes are you doing?
Oh, well, we can order all kind.
Yeah.
I hope you're not
Apparently, the
doing
cake
wedding
the size of
cakes.
the minivan if you can fit 2 grown men in it.
I hope you're not doing a wedding cake.
Well, you might have to sometimes. It's listen, in the
2
early
grown men at the
stages,
top of a wedding cake.
hey, if at the early stages of the business, whatever it takes to keep the lights on, as they say, you know, it's for the best interest of the business.
Scamming, robbing.
Exactly. You
No.
want
If
liquidity
it's in your
into
interest.
my project? How do you think that I'm getting liquidity out here? All right, we gotta work. We gotta grind, and we're
You
putting
guys
in the
don't just
grind.
print
We're
the-
putting
you
in the
guys just
time.
don't print the money. I
Cake
thought we
dough.
all just print money.
Cake dough. Who's
thought we were
No,
all
we
just
just steal
print
it from
money.
other countries.
Well, where are they getting the money from? They got to print it, right?
They
Are you not
stole it from
printing
us.
other money?
yeah, it's kind of a round robin
All right.
thing, I think.
It's
Who's
like a negative
printing the money?
feedback.
Who's printing the money? Who's the number one printer?
Oh.
Well, I thought we were talking about the
Big
money that had value, not the one that we made.
Yeah, we talking fiat
Not
or
the
crypto?
monopoly money. Not the
I'm
monopoly
talking
money.
gold.
Ooh,
Whichever
and
one you're
oil.
printing. My supply doubles every single day.
teach us, oh wise one. How do we double the supply?
Well, you double your supply every single day. You write it into the code because you know you got programmable smart contracts and shit. That's why we wanted proof of stake coins and stuff, right? Or we're cool with the proof of work. Can I do the? Oh, we could do like smart contracts on proof of work, right? They have ordinals and stuff now.
Is anybody actually okay? Let's bring this back to NFTs because that's kind of the point today. Is NFTs for NFTuesday. Talk to me. Can somebody like clearly tell me what the fuck is going on with ordinals? Does anybody care? Is it ever going to be a thing? Because I know a lot of people wasted a lot of Satoshis. I advised against it against all costs. Like that seemed like an absolute Satoshi waster from the beginning. But like, what happened? Because I feel like it's been
Isn't that the
great
same
itself.
concept with ETH? Though? Isn't that like the same thing with ETH? People say it's like an ETH waster, but you need to do something with your ETH. You got to do something with your Satoshis. If you can't do anything with it, then what's the point of it, right?
But it's digital gold. Don't you just supposed to hold it? It's not like people are out there still
Same with
shaving
ETH,
off
though,
pieces of their
right?
gold.
ETH is digital silver.
Well,
You
hey,
guys
silver's
selling
pumping.
silver right now?
Is silver pumping
Yeah.
right now, or what?
Well, actually,
One might argue ETH
Isn't-
is the digital gold and Bitcoin is just oil.
Bitcoin
Oh,
is
cool.
the
actually,
original.
I would reverse that. I would say ETH is actually the digital gas, and then Bitcoin's the digital gold. So you could look at it like the oil market.
Bitcoin,
Yeah,
don't-
that's totally.
don't-
I'm not looking at like gold and silver. I'm looking at like gold and oil, because oil is the most valuable resource in the world right now. Gold is the second most valuable resource.
What do you guys think about us stealing Venezuela's Bitcoin to become the largest holder? I know this is.
Do we know the seed phrase? Do we know the seed phrase? Who's got the seed phrase?
All I'm gonna say is, look,
It's
I
on a
don't
ledger.
know
We
what
could
the
hack it.
final legal reason for extradition of Maduro was, but
his wife-
I do
his
think
wife
it's pretty
was killed.
badass that we stole back all the oil that was stolen from us,
100%.
and we
Yeah,
plan
and
on
we got his
selling it.
wife, and we got a badass Latina with it.
Spicy Latina.
Are we gonna put their faces on all the barrels?
We should
We're gonna put her money.
we should just put like make them or make her like the spokes lady for and just have like a
I thought we were gonna
unified gas
put her on the
station.
new-
in the
I
US.
mean, they just gave us they very kindly just gave us 300 billion barrels of oil, so that was very nice of them.
So
We're
what
just
we should-
managing it for them.
let's
We're
just
taking a management fee.
let's just and convert all of our gas stations here in the United States to a unified brand that is her as the model, and it's
Well-
like bikini gas stations all across the country with yeah.
It's all going to be Maduro gas stations now
Let's
because
give
we're going to
them
be using
fake
his
options.
oil.
We're gonna give them fake options. We're gonna
Maduro
call it,
oil.
Exxon.
Are you
Sunoco,
mad yet?
BP. We might call it other things too.
Well, on a real note, though, seizing all that
Sunoco.
oil is going to dramatically combat inflation. So you will see the price
Valvoline.
of gas go down, the price of food go down, the
Valvoline.
price
You
of
guys-
everything go down.
I don't know. I don't obviously don't know everybody's age demographics and stuff. I'm 43 years old. Like when I was at the tail end of my high school,
Damn.
like You could get a full tank of gasoline, you could get a pack of cigarettes and a Gatorade for less than $20. Like gas was cheap as fuck.
True.
100%.
Cigarettes are going through the roof now. When are we going to lower those? Where do we import those from?
No, just stop making them.
Just
Stop the
making
cigarettes.
them. Yeah, stop the
No,
cigarettes.
that
wasn't
then everyone's going to start vaping.
Well, that's
No, I mean, I'm not in
Well, we can
support of
make them more
tobacco use
expensive,
or
though.
nicotine use.
We could do it.
We're just out here smoking some good flower.
yeah.
New York,
there you
it's
go.
like $25
Just
a pack.
joints.
Would you? Let's just.
I
raise
can
the
smoke
price.
blunts, like that's kind of like my gray area because it's not full of a bunch of bullshit if you're just smoking like leaves.
But if
other
we get
than
rid
that,
of tobacco, there's no more blunts. So what are you
well,
going to do?
no, when I say get rid of tobacco, I don't mean like just
No,
the
but the law.
plant
We got to write the
tobacco.
law.
I mean
The law is gonna
cigarettes.
say the law is going to say no more selling of tobacco.
Tobacco.
Because if you say cigarettes, then someone's just going to be like, "Oh, I'm smoking Cheyennes now," and then they're just going to be cigarettes.
These are my Winston Durhams.
Yeah, but I guess my point here is tobacco is not necessarily like
We
just
can have
pure
ideas.
tobacco is
I
not all
like
that bad.
ideas. Ideas
But
are
all
really
the
cool.
chemicals that go in
Everyone
cigarettes is
should
fucking
not
terrible.
smoke cigarettes.
That's what it is.
Or smoke American spirits, right?
Yeah, like
Or
just,
chemicals.
smoke tobacco. You don't need to put all the bullshit that's in the cigarettes and killing people. Dan, you got your hand up. What's up, brother?
My favorite part.
Yo, so I'm like caught up in the current rhythm. So to dial it back a second, I think so ordinals, I actually own a few, and at first I was kind of mystified around the whole thing. I was like, okay, yet another chain, yet another. Anyway, I got to reading and talking with a few friends, and the big difference between Ethereum NFTs and like Bitcoin ordinals is the idea of like gaming utility and Web3 stuff. A lot of that happens on EVM based blockchains. But ordinals are all about like digital permanence, because an engineer figured out how to inscribe like 4 megabytes of data into a transaction. And so they're considered to be digital artifacts or pieces of history and gold in that regard. So that's the really big glaring difference between the two. And you have a whole new divide that has formed between purists of Bitcoin, like the maxis over there saying, no, this is just a financial thing. And then the builder argument is all about an open protocol, right? Where it's basically like, is this money or is it a database, right? And the treatment of that is actually what people debate. I think it's probably okay if it's both. Anyway, I think what's really interesting is that digital collectibles are finding their way and propagating. What I think is interesting is that the culture is propagating on and around the technology. And the pricing point, I think, is a really important aspect of all of this. It's super expensive to inscribe things onto Bitcoin, right? Into history. So I don't understand it, but I don't understand it like the big investment, but it depends on the context of who's trying to do it. So Oniforce is a good example. They have a Fallen collection, and they're OGs in this space. And when they launched their ordinals, it was pretty well received. And I got in way late, but once I understood how important it was for history, then that kind of changed my thinking. And so NFTs and culture, EVM, Bitcoin, whatever it might be, I think what's really important, especially in today's day and age, is the price point. Like we all survived 21 and all of that insanity. I'm a builder in the space, and I really appreciated like a reasonable price, because the thing is people take an inherent risk when they transfer value and you give them something. And I think that should be really respected. Unfortunately, a lot of bad actors beat up the space, and fortunately, most of them are gone. And those that are still here are hopeful and optimistic. So when I see Midas launch a collection for a reasonable price, like that's not the first time I've seen that just in the past 6 or 8 months. There's a collection out there called DOMs, which is really great. They're like domino themed NFT PFPs. You have Panda, you have NFT Kids Cushlings.
Yep.
An OG in the space, Betty and Psych, launched Ghost Machine on Ape Chain, and those were dollar NFTs at a 50K collection, like 50,000 NFTs, and they sold out right away.
Wow.
So a reasonable price for the culture is really important and what matters. And pardon the rambling, but I just want to give credit where credit's due. Price matters, culture matters, and I'm just a big believer, you know.
I think that's absolutely you're spot on, man. And you don't have to apologize for rambling. I think the kind of the whole point is for people to to get with their feelings out. And I think especially with the tech. I mean, I've asked some people this before, especially on this NFTuesday show. But what excites you the most about the tech that NFTs provide? With along conjunction with blockchain. Like, what is the most important part of the tech in your opinion?
For me, so my bias is really strong because I'm a builder, a developer, designer, artist. That's what my career is. For 20 years, I was in Web 2. I'm 41 and I got into Web 3 around 2020. And what excited me was the idea of interoperability in gaming, and we didn't see it through all of that market hype. It was like maybe it was just too early and the space wasn't mature enough. So what I did is I built utility around NFTs in a game experience. And that's what excites me, is actually using my skills to serve Web3 and the community and do something fun and entertaining, like actually build interoperability in an experience that brings everybody together in one. It's something to do with your collectibles, the thing that you transacted and paid for. So you get access to a community and potentially like a real life event. And then also you can go to this other universe and experience your NFT in a new way. Like that's the cool thing that I think that technology needs to, like I think we have a duty to do more of that. And so that's what excites me. That's a big part of, why I'm here,
Hell yeah. I appreciate that. A great answer. Panda, what you got on top of that?
Yeah, we covered this on the show yesterday, but I am super excited because in our 2026 predictions, we couldn't get through all of them, but one of them had to do with how much the physical world and the digital world will merge. We're going to start to see that become more of a norm. And this article really spoke to me. I'm going to keep it and keep looking at it. And it speaks to your question, like what excites me personally about NFTs. So it says here, the line between the digital world and the real world will fade. How virtual and physical life will slowly merge. Digital objects will feel as real as physical ones. People will value virtual items because they carry identity, access, and utility. If that doesn't speak to like NFTs, maybe NFTs in the initial cycle, it was too early. Everyone was speculating. It was a cash grab. No one knew what the fuck to do. The internet/metaverse wasn't built out, that concept. We weren't as digital at that point in time. But you fast forward to today with everything you're seeing, the confluence with AI, it's becoming more and more of our daily lives. I mean, just look around the room. We're in like a V1 of the metaverse. Look at everyone's PFP for the most part. Everyone has a digital identity, whether it's a panda or it's a bull, whatever character you have, that's your digital representation. So I think that to me is super exciting. This last part of the article says your digital identity will matter as much as your real one. Who you are online will affect work, trust, and opportunities offline. And if that's not prevalent, like the relationships we're building, the reputation that you're maintaining and accruing over time, it's becoming more and more tangible, so to speak. And I feel that NFTs are like that gateway to respective community and utility and identity. It's kind of the intersection of all of those. So that to me, like, and Gary Vee talked about it the other day. He jumped on someone's face, but there was a clip of it. They pulled a clip and he talked about this very same idea, how it's coming up the curve. And he used the phrase NFTs are forever, and they're going to have like more and more utility over time, and almost like status symbol. But again, going back to access. So I think just the kind of confluence of all these factors, cultural change, more digitization, the proliferation of these online communities, tokenization of everything. I think NFTs will be at like the kind of nexus of all of that.
Oh, I freaking love that, man. Ramon, what do you got? You want to add something to that?
Yeah, those are really good points. I want to remind everyone that inflation, fuck, the word's slipping my mind. Oh, your economy is made up of goods and services, right? So like physical things and then like these kind of made up things that are worth value services. Someone can create a website for you. You can't do that. You pay them. Um, Same thing with NFTs. Like all these ideas of utility behind them is what the question always comes down to after someone spends a good amount of money. I like what you said about cheap NFTs too. Cheap NFTs, damn, all the gas fees on ETH early in the days, but that's what the technology was for. These are the use cases. This shows that ETH is more than just a different Bitcoin when so many other quote unquote Bitcoins were popping up trying to be Bitcoin while Bitcoin was being Bitcoin. I wanted to ask you guys, how do you guys feel about Sui NFTs, huh? You guys like Sui NFTs? Sui, they just they said they were sponsoring stablecoin payments. So eventually, like if you could do like quote unquote NFTs and stablecoins, and they're gonna pay for the gas, on top of it.
Definitely want to look into it. I know from previous dealings and all that stuff that Sui, the blockchain itself, has got a very, very bright future, very fast, very capable, very scalable, and so I'm sure. I don't.
Crack dev team.
What's that?
I just said that they have a crack dev team. Like they're they're just shipping shit left and right, and they're like what 2 years old, and they're already have like more total value locked than most chains, if that means anything.
I love
just as far as like DeFi.
I love, like I was having a conversation with this was months ago, and I just was one of those things I'll never forget. And we were talking about like TVL, and this person was a Cardano maxi, and they were like trying to hype up Cardano. I was just like, let's just look at fucking TFT, the total value locked right now, and like Pulse Chain or Hex, whatever the fuck it was, one of either Hex or Pulse, like far suppressed Cardano, and I was just like, all right, we're done talking. We are done talking if those chains have more TVL than Cardano. That's
and then just as far as the use case too, these NFTs, like you've already seen so many NFTs that give you those unlock. Like I know some stupid little like meme coins that'll token gate things for you. Like these are devs that are building real life case things that we're going to see in the real world get put to use. And then so now they start to, what really gets me with Sui is that they got the Google sign off, and I think Google wins AI. At the end of the day, whoever wins AI, I think it's going to be Google. They have all the facts. They've been running it on you for like about 30 years now. They know everything, right? So if they end up making AI agents and then their AI agents are powered by Sui, then I'm like, all right, you win. Because then they chose you because, like you said, you're the fastest chain that has the fastest settlement and finality. And then your object based like nature just allows you to break off and run things like branches. I don't know. I'm not like a really techie guy. But then they got also some pretty cool pictures on their I don't know, their UI on the one NFT trading marketplace was all right. And I've had some mints like this thing I'm wearing. Yeah, this thing I'm wearing is still trying to mint out. But they're like a cracked use case kind of thing where they're doing like digital inheritance. So the idea of this death death court pick. Oh no, I was talking about Tradeport. They have, yeah, that's cool. They're cool, but like I just bought like 3 NFTs yesterday that I wanted to stake so I could start earning yield in like the meme coin that they're giving out. So I was like, damn, that's So I was trying to do that, but because I bought them on Tradeport, it's like got this whole kiosk thing. And then the guy's telling me send it to another wallet to send it right back. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna wait because I know they have another marketplace coming out. I think like Drip.market. That's ran by like the guy over at the Doonies, which is a crack community. Like when we're talking about these investment clubs, I do like playing golf. Don't get me wrong.
Same.
Like so, I would love to play golf with the fucking Doonies creator, but he's got a marketplace that's coming out using Ika too. And the whole Umi app that they're talking about, his name's like Van or something.
Sweet.
But yeah.
All right. Looks like we're gonna have to do a focus. We'll do. Look, I like I said, all chains welcome. This is great. It's very eye opening. Like I don't know shit about the Sui NFT ecosystem. Clearly, I don't know enough about Base either. We're being more open minded. That's one of our 2026 goals is to be more open minded on some more chains. I won't have to make fun of everybody. I can just like learn. And so this has been great. We've got to do a focus show on some of these chains though, because it seems like there's just so much activity and so much going on. And if I don't know shit about shit, like I got to learn. And so we're going to do a SWE thing soon. Today was like a fun intro to the base ecosystem. I know we got a lot more to talk about. Waldo, you got your hand up. What's up, fam?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, as far as like, you know, NFTs and real world assets, like if you want to talk about someone who's really crushing it, Driven Labo is down there. If Rex has some time to hop up here, I mean, they're doing something truly amazing as far as their fractionalizing sports cars, and they actually have Paul Walker's Ferrari that essentially they're fractionalizing that out through NFTs, creating a whole, you know, real world asset. He can explain it a lot better than I can if they have time to hop up here, but definitely entire innovative, you know, like bringing everything that we're cooking out here, you know, NFTs, finding utilities for NFTs, or, you know, just creating whole new marketplaces all together. Like, yeah, they're crushing it. So good homies.
Well, Driven, if you want to pop up, you are more than welcome to. We're probably going to start winding down in a little bit here, but you are more than welcome to come up and chat. And then, you know, would definitely love to learn more. Panda, just so you know, I'm having a hard time bringing you up. It cycles you through, and then it says that you can't come up for whatever reason. Da Chusta, get your hand up. What's up, fam?
Hey, yeah, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. I'm loving the conversation, man. I sent you and Wallow to follow. And main thing I wanted to say is the Engine network, or the Engine blockchain, basically the ERC 1155 protocol, which is a multi-token smart contract. The abilities behind it are almost limitless. You could actually wrap layer 2 Bitcoin smart contracts in an ERC 1155 multi-token. You can do I'm not a super tech guy, but I know you can do like batch mints. So like the gas fees are almost like nil on the blockchain, on the Engine blockchain. So I just want people to like I said, I'm not a super tech guy, but I know if you look into it in the ERC 1155 multi-token and what they're doing. And I also know, because he was talking about fractional shares. Well, Engine is working with some banks to do not fractional shares, but like a mortgage contract. So like when people are doing goods and services, you can use the NFT to make sure it's almost like replacing PayPal in a sense. Like I said, I'm not a super technical guy, but just look into it. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, hell yeah, this is gonna be very good going in the future for NFTs and the Web3 space, for sure.
Let's go. Appreciate that. Thanks, Dachusta. So yeah, we could not get Panda back here, but let me see if I invite you. Does that work? But shoot, man, I appreciate all y'all being here, man. This has been a great conversation. Luca, I see you just came off mute. What's up? What's up? Oh, I can't hear him. Can you guys?
I can't hear him either.
I always get scared that it's me. You guys know that I've always got the audio issues.
No, it's not you.
Okay. All right. Waldo, let's swing it to you while Luca does a round trip.
Yeah, I mean, since we're here talking about NFTs, I'm gonna introduce y'all to the real ones. I've been building this NFT project since last October, and it is coupled with a coin. It is called For Reals. For Reals was launched off Ape Store a year ago. We've just been out here keeping it real in the trenches. We're tired of rugs, we're tired of scammers, and we're tired of people building inauthentically, you know, so that's why we're here. We wanted to provide a real project for real people, so we created a real meme for real people, for reals. And yeah, we're just out here. We're pretty much, the goal is to make a total of 2,000 individual pixel NFTs, which I've been essentially teaching myself since the last October how to create pixel art, because I definitely started off as a doodle over here. I was a complete novice as far as launching my project, and I've been teaching myself and training myself for the past 365 days, aka 25 years here in the crypto trenches. And let me tell you, have we transcended? Because yeah, I learned a lot out here as far as just humbling myself a little bit, creating 2,000 individual NFTs one by one. Yeah, that's going to take some time. So currently I've individually created 500 of those NFTs, and I did the first 150 listings on OpenSeas as a little homage to Pokemon, because these are essentially Rick and Morty inspired Where's Waldo crossover, which, hi, I'm Waldo. I've been a rave Waldo over here for the past 10 years in real life, out there in the festival trenches, earning my stripes, and just last year transposed that over into crypto, where essentially I found a couple of my friends from the raves, and they were like, what are you doing over here? And yeah, I found myself into some CTO situations, and then accidentally launched a meme coin. And yeah, ever since accidentally launching a meme coin, I had to teach myself about utilities. I had to teach myself about project structure. I had to teach myself about a lot of different things. And I'm a one-man team over here. So as far as marketing goes, as far as creating the NFTs, as far as running the project, hosting spaces 24/7, yeah, there was a lot of hurdles to overcome. But, you know, staying consistent, doing the due diligence, we've been out here crushing it in the trenches. And I'm just, you know, extremely proud of that aspect, because all the real ones, literally, you could look around the room, a lot of the friends and fam down here, I consider y'all all real ones. They show up every single day, and we're just out here grinding and enjoying the grind together. It doesn't matter whether the markets are up or down. We're putting in the time, we're putting out the words, we're spreading the education, we're spreading the inspiration, and we're just doing our best. We're doing our best because we're just humans out here. We're allowed to fuck up. We're allowed to make mistakes. And you know what? We learn from those mistakes. We become stronger at the end of the day because of those mistakes. And then, you know, just taking that time to actually get out there and uplift one another, that's being real. So when Panda says, you know, there's enough out here where we're not eating off each other's plates, like just by showing up and supporting one another, we're literally, you know, transcending like all of our projects all at the same time collectively. That's why, you know, I'm here right now, because Midas invited us over here. I've been following you for a while, Jay, because of, you know, Midas over there and sponsoring your fights. And it's just, again, hearing your words uplifts me, turns into inspiration, because, you know, you're spitting real talk out here as far as just help yourself. Work for yourself, you know, become healthy, become wealthy. Health is wealth at the end of the day. And I relay that back to our spaces, because those are things that resonate out here and we need to champion and cherish. Now, if we're able to do that through, you know, artwork, or if we're able to do it through community building, that's the way that we got to be doing it. So I've been working extremely hard as far as just showing up and putting in the time. Because on Facebook, I did that for the past 10 years. I built 11 different communities, and now 2 of those communities have finally reached 80,000 members. We have a festival community out there, another 63,000 members. You know where I'm going with this.
Let's go.
I spent 10 years in the trenches over here. We're going to have a community of 50,000 homies that we're just going to be able to rally around with. And then we ain't got to worry about how the market's going up or down. We just pop open into space. We have a good old mint party. We mint out Midas. We mint out the pandas. You know, we support all our friends in any way that we can. Might take some time, but we do it every day. That's what it's about.
I love that, man. I first off applaud you and commend not only the tenacity but the consistency. I mean, especially as a one-man band, you know, I that's kind of what I do with what I offer in the Web3 space is, it's a daunting task. I can unassuredly tell you that, or I can unequivocally tell you that the one-man wolf pack is it's something to be proud of. And I'm almost ready to just join a team because of just how exciting it is to be on a team. But I understand like what you've done. And so shout out to you, brother. Keep pushing, keep going forward. And it's great to hear from a lot of other people that, you know, that one, NFTs are alive and well. The communities are kicking. People are excited. This tech isn't going anywhere, and it's things are happening, man. Appreciate everything. That was a really really nice way to explain what you got going on in this ecosystem, Waldo. Thanks. Midas, what's up, brother?
Hey, I wanna just say I'm glad that I was able to connect you and Waldo, because I feel like Waldo connects everybody. I've been, you know, part of Midas, like, for the last 4.5 months, and I feel like Waldo. I've been around him a lot, and he's just one of those guys that just tries to get everybody to win, and it means a lot that we were able to help him connect with other people.
Let's go. Appreciate that. That's, you know what? There we go. That gets one of those. Hearts and flowers all around. Let's get it. Luca, what you got, my guy?
Hey, I hope you can hear me this time around.
Absolutely.
I wanted to weigh in a bit. Like we're at the precipice of something great. We're watching this be built out in real time, and the utilities that we have right now, the utilities we thought couldn't happen, couldn't occur, are developing before our eyes. And there's so many more utilities for NFTs that are going to blow our minds, and we're not going to consider today. My mind, I always think back to how this blockchain technology can be integrated into like the legal world, and how we view property and how we do things better, and to circumvent fraud, to protect ourselves from fraud. And I think the blockchain is going to be just that, or at least right now it's the best chance we have. And there's always a story going on about how someone was able to register a fraudulent mortgage, or someone was able to take title to a property and sell it. And with the blockchain, we may be able to stop all those bad actors just by having something that's verifiable on chain. And again, I think one time or another I may have mentioned, like, now we have to start thinking, how do we custody these things? What are the best institutions, or what are the best wallets, or how can that custody be done so that's a secure vault, that your house, your ID will not be hacked or put into the wrong hands. So I see these things coming. And then even by holding a mortgage, there's people that do lending. What if that was a smart contract that, on January the 1st, it's paid back to you because you hold that NFT that says that you're entitled to the, for example, $100,000.
It already exists.
Yeah. But it's not being utilized every day. Yeah, I can't walk into the bank and say, put my mortgage on an NFT, please. But I think
but you can buy your house for Bitcoin.
Absolutely, you can. Absolutely can. But not everywhere. I can't do it up here in Toronto. But I think I will in a couple of years' time, or a few years' time, I should say.
I'm sorry to hear that about Canada. I actually personally bought my house with Bitcoin. I don't have a mortgage right now. I'm very blessed. But the only reason I even knew I could, before there was a time before tokenized real estate or tokenized assets or equity management, I have a federal credit union I'm a part of, and I was very lucky because my mom used to work for the state as like a lunch lady, and then she got hurt and stopped working, but I was able to keep my bank account. And at that bank, the manager there, basically when I was asking some questions, was like, hey, come to my office. And we started sitting down and talking, and he was like, no, keep your Bitcoin. We're going to do your transaction, and we want the Bitcoin. Don't sell the Bitcoin. And that was the most real shit I've ever experienced at a bank, because every other bank told me to sell it and give them the money. This is the only bank that told me, no, we want your Bitcoin, before banks really started buying Bitcoin. This is 2020. So,
sheesh. You guys hear, there was a headline yesterday, and I think it's been kind of pushed around a little bit over the last couple of months, but it came out on a lot more sites yesterday. Was Bank of America wanting some of their some of their wealth clients to put
4% allocation.
Dude, okay, do you understand like what's going to happen? Like, okay, this is step one. This is normalizing it. Like, this isn't like the test the waters kind of a shit. Like 4% will be what they're normalizing. That's standardization. That from there.
Can I say something about that?
100%.
So let's say we just took that to one market. Let's say the commodities market, in gold specifically. If 5% of the gold market came directly into Bitcoin, we would be at 250K market cap, like total, like 250K price action Bitcoin. So 4% allocation across all of Bank of America is fucking insane.
Right. And that's just Bank of America. And that's just the first headline. You've got several other banks throughout the world that could probably compete with volume. That will be a domino effect. And then once you open the doors to the retail clients, you understand price shock. And so that was, was one of the things that we've been talking a little bit, is a catalyst for what's next. And I would like to, that's maybe a great point of conversation to start with for tomorrow. And so I appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. If you came up on the speaker stage and voiced your opinion, whether it was aligned with us or if it was kind of a different approach, like totally cool. I appreciate everybody was super respectful. That's all that I ever asked for. And so I thought today was fantastic. I love you guys. Appreciate it. Make sure that you guys, if you are down in the listener crew, to throw some follows to everybody up here, because you've got some bright minds. You've got some really, really smart people that came here today. So I appreciate every single one of you. And if you did just sit down in the crowd and listen, feel free tomorrow to come up and chat. That's the whole point. It's a community-run show by the community for the community. But go down and make sure, if you are listening in the space, you hit the purple pill, tag your friend, say, wow, what a great conversation. If you are watching the live stream, you can repost the video out. Same thing, tag some friends. Do the stuff you got to do. Spread the word, spread the gospel. And we'll be back tomorrow for another fantastic show. And then we'll see what the rest of the week has to offer. Jake, what you got, my brother?
I was going to say, if you're back in town, hit me up. I'm still trying to grab that cup of coffee.
Are you in Georgia?
Yeah. We talked about this.
Okay, that's right. Yes,
Just check our DMs.
Perfect. I'm back. I have no travel plans for the rest of January. February, I'm going to try. February, I got the Ondo thing in New York City, February 3rd, and then I'm going to try to go to Hong Kong. We'll see if it works out. If not, then there's something else I got going on later in the month, I believe. So
let's go, Jay. I'm out here in New Jersey. I'll hop on the train.
Perfect. Yeah, let's start coordinating all these things. When I start doing some traveling, we'll coordinate and get people together, and we'll have a cup of coffee. I'm not drinking anymore. I'm like in fight camp all year long. I got to get down to one.
All good. I don't drink, so
perfect. But we would smoke a joint or whatever. But no drinking. I'm in fight camp all year long. I got to get down to 195 pounds. I'm currently 215. I'm a little bit more than that. The holidays were not so.
Damn, we're the same size.
Let's go. How tall?
I'm 225 right now.
Okay.
Listen, we'll go to a rave. We'll dance our asses off. We'll stay sober the whole night. But listen, you dance your ass off from 8 p.m. till fucking 4:30 in the morning, you'll lose a couple pounds. Don't worry, I got you.
Sure.
We'll slim you down real quick, homie.
I've done that a few times throughout my days in crypto, where you go, you got to go to the clubs and you stay out all night and do all that stuff when you're not drinking. Like I know that there's been nights where I probably had like 10 Red Bulls, which I don't know if that's safe, but that's the only way that I could know that I could dance all night long is I got to be zooted and booted with some Red Bulls, baby, and sugar free, of course.
You got to try Kalani, bro. Kalanis are so much better for you, and like they're all natural. That really good. Just clean energy. And let me tell you, I drank one Kalani. I don't know how it happened, but yeah, that had me wired all the way till 7 in the morning. Whatever they got up in there, them good fruits, them good vitamins, good nutrients, it helped me catch the train. I didn't actually fall asleep in Penn Station like I normally do.
That's good.
I was a degenerate. I just used to drink Molly water.
Okay. That'll keep you up for sure. I was thinking, like I used to, like when back in the days, it was, my energy drinking days, it was Bang Energy, right? If I had 2 of them, I was fine.
For sure.
If I ever opened up that 3rd can, RIP my sleep. There was no way I could sleep on 3, but on 2 it would be no problem. But 3 was
and the red line.
Back in my day, it was Four Loko.
Oh God, dude.
Yeah, we're not talking about alcohol.
Oh, the Four Locos.
Now Waldo blacked out in the parking lot over there.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys. This was fun chopping it up here at the end. Thank you so much for being here again. I really do appreciate it. The show cannot happen without any of y'all, the listeners and the speakers. So give everybody a follow. Give yourself a round of applause. Make sure you do something to make yourself better. We'll see you tomorrow when we check back in at 10 a.m. A lot of things going on the rest of this week, so be on the lookout for some posts. Set those noties, baby. It's time. Oh, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. All right, y'all motherfuckers. I appreciate you being here. This is one of those songs that I created on the AI, man. That shit is so cool. Called Addicted to the Gamble. I know we're all addicted to the gamble, addicted to the high stakes energy and octane that is crypto. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.